Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Star Ladder Season 12 China. It's day number 2 and we just saw earlier a nice clash between Team IG taking on, oh god, why did it slip my mind? Who the hell did they just fight? They just took on eHome, and well, it was IG taking both games back and walking away now undefeated in Stage 1 and pretty much secured their spot to move on to Stage number 2. But for the rest of these 3 teams, we need to find out who the hell is going to be moving on to Stage 2 and who's going to have to try their luck next time. If you want, I can go ahead and try to bring up the grid here so you can see exactly what we have to come here as far as the Star Ladder China scene. And boom, Star Ladder TV. There is going to be your Group A, Group B matchup right now. Of course, these are the stats that have started since yesterday. So we saw IG take down 2 series as they cleaned the floor with LGD and Tong Fu. And, well, eHome, they did just play, and they also lost to IG. So for eHome, LGD, and Tong Fu, we need to find out which of these teams is going to be able to make it to Stage 2. But now we're going to go into our first match for Group B. This match, it's going to be Hyper Glory Team taking on NewBee. Should be some good stuff, so let's go ahead and wait no further as we talk into the draft. I'm KotLGuy, and I'm going to be casting this one at my solo. Basket did have to stand out. I said basket again while he was gone. Should be base skip. I just say it wrong all the frickin' time. He's not a fish man. He's a man who likes to drop the beat. So, well, here we go. It's going to be Shadow Fiend Chen as the promising opener right here. Something we saw Secret really thrive with back at DAC. You got your mid lane dominator and late game presence in your Shadow Fiend Chen. Will be able to kind of do work in the jungle and constantly be a pressure to that mid lane. But look at this. NewBee first pick Silencer, and it was just last series that I couldn't help but wonder why the hell eHome would ban Silencer first both games. Clearly these teams are running with some sort of crazy strats in their scrimming and practice play, because only here in China Dota have I seen Silencer a first pick priority. In other parts of the Dota world, maybe a Silencer as a niche counter pick to a crazy Storm Spirit, a Phoenix, something, or a big team fight you want to shut down. Here, it's first pick worthy. So I'm curious what the hubbub has been about this hero, and we get to see it in the hands of NewBee. They also open up with a bristleback grab. But before we go further with this draft, I'm just really curious, man. What are we going to see with this NewBee squad? At DAC, I mean, I think everyone would agree with me when we say that NewBee did not come to play at DAC. It was a complete surprise. NewBee was like the squad most of the, I know, BTS crew, everyone were predicting to come out in like a top 3 spot. Man, they went out bottom 2. I think they got maybe two wins the whole tournament. It was ridiculous. Since then, though, they have made a couple of small changes. Zhao Wei has been, I think, bought out of his contract. I don't know. It was like $180,000, and they moved Zhao Wei over to LGD now. And with that, they got a hold of June. So June, you know, he's a stud, man. If you haven't taken the time, you can go over right now and check out the Dota 2 leaderboards available online, and you can see June is like the highest MMR professional player in the game right now. He is boasting a very impressive 76-36 MMR, and I believe he was the first person to get like a legitimate 8K MMR. It's ridiculous. So he definitely knows how to bring in some serious pointage that could even make the hottest girls' panties drop with MMR like that. Let's go through some of the bans here. Hyper Glory Team removed the Bat Troll. They got rid of that Witch Doctor and the Queen of Pain, the Pride Temple controller. NewBee, they eliminate the Wisp first and foremost. Got rid of that Axe, Clock, and Vengeful Spirit. This is the formula for a sniper pick right here from the side of NewBee. You get rid of the Gap Closer and the off-lane presence of your Clockwork. You've already picked up a Bristleback as your frontliner. And, well, I guess you have a Silencer on your team, so you can be rest assured that if they are able to close the gap or jump in with someone like with like a Storm Spirit, let's say, Silencer will have your back. So I'm anticipating a sniper pick here for NewBee, but like I said, I have no idea what NewBee has been doing behind the scenes. I mean, the positions that they're planning on playing. We know how flexible Rabbit can be as a player. He really made a name for himself at TI4. And even though his team didn't make it to the end, he really helped LGD get to that point. And it was just all like Bat Riders, Centaur War Runners. He had frequent lane changes. He would frequently play the Sniper. This was before Sniper was like the real piece of crap he is now, where just all we do is see this frickin' Sniper. He was picking it when it was just kind of, yeah. So it could be very well be a Sniper pick for Rabbit right here. But they are really thinking about it. Going into the reserve clock right now at 40 seconds left only. I guess the pickup of Rubik can make you kind of second guess what kind of commitments you want to make, because you could hand over a lot to Rubik. Not going to be the easiest to get something like Global Silence, given the fact that he could do it well globally, but there's still potential there. Bristleback's not really good for Rubik, but Shadow Shaman, however, you get a nice array of spells to steal. And surprising to see Shadow Shaman as a pick over something like a Lion. That kind of reads to me that they want to utilize these wards as opposed to having additional bursts. So they might be building together a lineup that could take objectives and really push hard. So I'll have to see if that's the case, as they have 2 more picks to go. Hyper Glory team now. They pick up Juggernaut here. So Juggernaut, who've been kind of hot and cold with a lot of the drafts after recent, where it's been more of a day of Troll, Axe, Sniper, Shadow Fiend, and stuff like that. Jug felt like it was falling off the wayside, but at least over here in the Eastern Dota scene, they still love it and they thrive with it. We saw Burning in the last game do work with it, and I imagine this is going to be ZSMJ's grab here. Let's all take a moment to pay some respects here. This is one of the original generation Dota players in ZSMJ. He is like one of the great godfathers of Chinese Dota play from back in the old Dota 1 days. So pay your respects to your elders. NewBee, grab up the Sniper. Not really surprised about that. Something I was anticipating as the pick before this, but it does sneak its way in as the 4th grab here for NewBee. And my initial impression is that this would be a Rabbit Sniper, given that he was the Sniper player for LGD back at TI4. But then again, June could also do it, and or even Moo. It's hard to say. Plus, with this silencer there, it's making more sense that this is a support silencer. It's not the Slasher's Way silencer where he's like all about the core and even getting a Shadow Blade or something. I mean, who knows? We could see anything at this point. And I'm also curious how much Hyper Glory team put into this silencer, if they've been scrimming against it as well and have pre-pepped for it. I know that I played silencer earlier, and it can really do a lot of work on someone like a Shadow Fiend, regardless of BKB or not. He might try to step in with some fancy Yule's combo and lay down the Spirit Bomb, but a quick global silence will just rain on your parade, and next thing you know, your Shadow Fiend could be in a bit of a pickle. Final bans coming out right now. It's Hyper Glory team. They're going to remove the Tidehunter here. And Spirit Breaker going to be taken away from NewBee. Spirit Breaker is so good against Sniper. If you're in a pub game and you see the other team just kind of spam out a Sniper, pick a Spirit Breaker, man. Just get in his freaking ugly little goggled face and beat the ever-living hell out of that peeper. That little ha-ha-ho-ho MFer. As you can tell, I've lost a lot of games to Sniper as well, so I have a lot of angst there. Final picks come out, though. Hyper Glory team pick up the Centaur War Runner for their off-lane grab. Good push, a good way to kind of break through those front lines and get a hold of that Sniper with his Stampede. And in response, NewBee pick up a classic grab for them in the Templar Assassin. Wow, that hopped into the game real quick. Players not waiting around to grab up their heroes. They're ready to party, and I'm thankful for it. Let's get the party started here. It's going to be NewBee taking on Hyper Glory team in a best-of-3 matchup here for Star Ladder Season 12 China, as we are in stage number 1. These teams need to battle their way and make it into the top 2 spots to make it to stage 2, and that's where they look to fight it out and make it to the Star Ladder land, which, from what I'm hearing, could possibly be held in Romania, Bucharest. Sounds awesome to me, and I'm banking on the fact that these players want to go as well. Had a recent bad history with some of these teams making it out to Star Ladder, and somehow Navi always finds his way in there, but we're hoping for the best this go around. So without further ado, let's lead in some introductions on your dire side. It's Hyper Glory team, or formerly known as Hearts Get Together. Funny to note that they got their Hearts Get Together team name, I believe, named after a clothing company in China. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. I can't be precise, but I found that to be funny. That'd be like a team in America naming themselves, like, what, after Hot Topic or something? Could you imagine? Anyways, it's ZSMJ, the one and only legendary player himself. Hasn't had a lot of luck on his Hyper Glory squad to kind of make it into the top upper echelon, but they did impress in the early parts of DAC. He's playing your Jug. We got Pretty Ha, who's going to be playing your jungling support Chen. We got Mr. Do Yu, who's going to be playing No, sorry, not Douyu. Duh. It's going to be Kaka, who's going to be playing your Rubik. And Icy, who's going to be playing your Centaur Warrunner. And that will leave none other than Air as your Shadow Fiend. I always like Air because he's like the pioneer of Brewmaster play. And now in a day and age when Brewmaster isn't really as popular, he's still been thriving pretty good in his mid lane play, and he's going to show it here on display, hopefully, as his Shadow Fiend. On your Radiant side, though, it's the former TI4 champions. It's NewBee with one new member here. Moo is going to be playing your mid lane Templar Assassin. Nearby, we're going to have Sansheng, and it is going to be a support silencer. We got June, their newest acquire. High MMR player is going to be playing your off lane Bristleback, and that means bottom lane Banana is going to be playing your Shadow Shaman. And Rabbit is indeed going to be playing the Sniper. I'm really curious to see how good his Sniper is going to be now that he's received all these sweet little changes, if that's going to be changing his game's play at all. So we'll have to see how it goes. But as far as early CS, it's Templar Assassin who should be able to do some early work here onto Air. But Air, as you can see, always has those waves and raises to easily bring in the farm. Look at this. I was just about to check on Pretty Haw to see if he had a smoke for some early movement on his Chen, but before I could even check his inventory, he's used his smoke. Blazing it on up with his tomato by his side. He's looking to get something happening here from behind here. Could be on Sansheng. Oh, he's running right past him. The spin flies out. June's going to be in trouble with the lift follow-through. It is going to be Hyper Glory Team bringing in your first blood. And of all the people, it's ZSMJ grabbing the final blow. So, Hyper Glory Team strike first, and it's going to be their core carry. That get it. Not very often you see Chen make an early presence in the safe lane, feeling maybe more pressured to kind of go towards the mid lane, but Pretty Haw very successful on his first engagement, so props to them on that front. But bottom lane is actually looking pretty solid here for NewBee. Rabbit's put together some nice CS at 8 and 3 and is almost on his way to level 3. But Centaur as well, already at level 3. 2 minutes in, he has not been zoned back whatsoever. And it looks like he's gotten 6 CS. So on the other side, Icy has got a good start right here for his Centaur in the off lane. Looking to keep eyes potentially here on the top lane. Sansheng, no mercy on dishing out the early bits of harassment. Has already forced Kaka to kind of be stuck with no mana at all. And I wonder if he's just going to keep the 1 point into Glaive for just the harassment and then start putting some points into Last Word, or how he's looking to level it up. It had been quite a while since I've seen a silencer support, so I'm very anxious to see how he's going to look to build it on up. Going back to mid lane, though, as far as CS goes. Every time I say that, I can't help but chuckle. Moo is currently sitting at a nice 14-4 top CS as it is right now. Shadow Fiend 11-1. Still has 3 tangos to work with to only the 1 shared tango of Moo. Just kind of relatively even blows, but bottom lane, they get the snag onto Icy with the shackle grab from Banana. Now the shrapnel comes out, but not enough damage to keep pushing forward. Your Centaur is going to run back now. It only has the 1 tango, so he's just going to make the trip all the way back to base. So that is a open lane right now for a Rabbit to work with here. Ooh, strong hits. There's the early pot shots coming out from your silencer, man. Those glaives, they do some really hard hits early. You got to remember, it's pure damage that these glaives add. So your silencer, your little flimsy support silencer can do a good amount of damage early on with just a few shots, and it doesn't cost a lot of mana whatsoever. So ZSMJ is going to be forced to kind of heal up a bit. Still has a salve to work with, but does have to be careful not to eat too many of those right clicks. And yeah, he did go for the 1-1-1 build up here on the silencer. So now has access to Last Word. He's looking to try to help out with the 4-minute rune, which Air is going to be there first. Don't come near my rune. I'm going to take it. Air is able to grab up the haste rune, which means that Moo on the other side is going to snag up the bounty rune. A bit scary, though. Shadow Fiend with a haste rune. He can really utilize that. But we're going to keep an eye out top lane. Look at this. Another smoke movement coming out from Hyper Glory Team. Not looking to let up the early pressure, but okay. Not popped yet. Now they pop. They're looking to sweep in from behind. Sansheng, he doesn't run to the right. He runs right through them. Walks himself into a net and a shockwave combo. June's going to get lifted up. They're kind of trying to split the damage between the both of them, so they get neither. Ooh, I wonder if maybe a Hyper Glory Team should have just focused on one and looked to go for one finish, but the damage gets somehow mitigated between the two, and Hyper Glory Team are not going to be able to get a kill. Oh, what's going on up here, man? They are diving well and behind. Telekinesis to lift June back. And now ZSMJ is going to chop onto the bristleback, but he's easily going to be able to smoke that damage. Not smoke it. He's going to easily be able to soak in that damage. And we'll see if Hyperglory team are going to be able to push here. Catapult time, so... Oh, careful, buddy. Wow, he's going to have to stick up. And will. What's happening down here? They're adding pressure on the tower on the bottom side of the map. Zoning Icy back with the shrapnel. No respect from Rabbit as he is just right up next to the tower. Happy to get some few extra shots in there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, they can't make a push happen out of it, so I gotta feel Hyperglory team not as successful on their second go-around of a gank, but they are still able to heal up, and you could just see that they have plenty of early push potential with that ward and that sustain, with these creeps and this mini army pretty hot thrown together. They might be able to get some early damage on this tier 1. And Sansheng, it looks like he's going to be on stacking duty right now. That must be for the Bristleback. It's a core Bristleback after all for June. So we'll see what he goes for. Air, popping the haste rune now, just to kind of get to the new rune faster. And he's going to quickly bottle up an invis. Ooh, double rune action here potentially. That top tier 1 will go down. Air thinks about maybe looking to come in from behind. Will not. And he just pulls back and away instead. All right. So with that, Moo takes this opportunity to go to bottom, but it's too late. Icy grabs up that bounty rune, so Hyperglory team take both runes. Top of CS belongs to Air, 37-12, with Sniper right behind at 35-15. As we switch over to the net worth, you can see both top 2 belonging to the side of Hyperglory team. Thanks, of course, to that early tower and as well as that early first blood. Bottom lane, though, they're looking for a gank. Banana leading out the front. Can he get the snag? Just out of range. Got it now. Shrapnel 1, Shrapnel 2, Assassinate. And will it be enough? Centaur soaks in the damage. Stampede, get the hell off me, last word. And it was a defensive Stampede that might have just saved his life, so... Very close, but an unsuccessful gank coming out from NewBee. Not happening. So Air now, full and forward here. Feels a bit comfortable. He has an invis rune. Almost feels like it's going to be his get out of jail free card. And he's seeing if maybe he can bait something forward here from Moo. He still needs to be careful. Now he will be forced to pop the invis. And it looks like for Air, he is going to go the atypical mechanism buildup. Not all about that Yule's life. I mean, trying to look at the big picture here. It's not... Well, they kind of do already have a mech candidate in your Chen. So I guess just putting a lot more on the sustained power and the long... I don't know. It just feels like maybe they want to go for long fights, which is something Bristle likes, and have the healing power behind it. Oh, man, look at ZSMJ just chop into this Bristleback. He is hoping to find an open opportunity to go for the Omni Slash, but he could be waiting too long. Moo moves in. The Omni Slash will be there, gets the kill on the Bristle. Hand of God comes out, and ZSMJ says, see you later, as he will be able to spin the hell out of there. And away. Successful pick right there on the Bristleback. Hyperglory team open this game up now 2-0. Not a lot of kills early on, and NewBee yet to get themselves on the board. Icy has his Tranquils, 800 gold, trying to get a hold of that Blink Dagger. Has Stampede. They have yet to use it offensively to maybe go for any sort of attempted gank. But the nice thing that NewBee do have going for him is that one of the top CSers in Rabbit. He's putting together some good farm. Morbid Mask now going to be grabbed up. Yep. And he already has his phase boots. Just a classic start for your sniper here. And no one's really ganking onto him yet, but there are plenty of tools out there for Hyperglory team to get a hold of him, including that Stampede. So we'll see how long they wait before they make their committed jump here. Sansheng, very selfless silencer. Nothing yet, except for boots and a couple of sticks. Moo looks like he's going to go for drums on this Templar Assassin. And, well, at that same moment, ZSMJ, kind of that one step ahead right now of Silencer. You could think that to the tower takedown and the kill, but he's got his Mask of Madness complete now on top of his phase. So he's off to a bit of a swifter start right now. And with that, June is going to start to work with that stack that was built up thanks to Sansheng. But look at this. Making a jump on the Moo with the Stampede and the Chen. They're able to just run right him over. And Moo goes down. Set up with that net. And now, look at this. Rabbit steps in. Shrapnels get dropped in. Rubik goes down. The first kill for NewBee, but they could lose more. Banana, turn around, go down. Sansheng steps back, gets a nice curse off, and allows Rabbit to get the double kill. The Rabbit's going to be stomped down from the remainder of this Chen army. Nicely grabbed there from Pretty Ha. Makes it a 3-for-2 trade all day. And a small advantage for Hyper Glory Team when it's all said and done. Not the first time we've seen the powerhouse Chen Centaur combo, and you can see why it's so potent, man. That Stampede applies to the whole Chen army, and they just bull rush forward and get that easy stomp or that easy net to set things up. And they also did that fight without their Jug. ZSMJ has been split pushing the top lane and adding pressure towards the tier 2. So it's a big swing right now. I wouldn't even say it's a swing, just Hyper Glory Team still holding on to their initial and promising start. And we still question NewBee where their potential is. Rabbit is going to get surrounded here. Bottom lane right behind him. Icy's going to be there waiting. Lift, stomp, slice. They cut off the head of your sniper. And a lot of people out there are happy about it. But now 2-6 Hyper Glory Team move forward as they go for this tier 1 tower. Hand to God even to kind of build everyone back up. That's going to be their second tower takedown. And NewBee looking for their first. They're committing wards mid lane from Banana, but the glyph comes out and, well, we'll see if there's going to be rotations. There's the first one. NewBee not going to be happy if they can't get this tower, already committing the wards. But they might be able to. Yeah, they will. Moo gets the last hit on that tower. And NewBee will be able to secure themselves an extra bit of pocket change, which they certainly needed. Oh, interesting. Okay, so on NewBee's side, June is going to get a mechanism on his bristleback. It's a bit concerning for me. And at first I was thinking maybe it's a buckler for the Crimson Guard, but he definitely has the headdress there. Mechanism costs a lot more mana now than it used to. 250, I believe. Bristleback not known for his biggest mana pool, and he needs to hold quite a bit of mana to make sure he can get the most and optimal amount of quills out there. Makes me a bit nervous, but I guess they don't have very many other options unless this Sansheng Silencer wants to pick up some farm and be the mech holder. Just leads me to believe that they're going to be putting a lot on the back of this sniper and maybe even Moo, but this is like the snowball period for Moo right now. And when you want this TA to start raking in some big kills and pickoffs, but I don't know if that we're going to be seeing that happening. It's already going to be hard enough as it is. I imagine your mech, yep, now complete on air. You have Hand of God to break through. It's going to take a lot of muscle power to even take anyone down from Hyper Glory Team. Rotations towards top as they look to defend. They're able to take down Banana. Moo could be next and will be next. A quick two-man drop there for Hyper Glory Team. Not even the Global Silence is going to be able to save them, and NewBee will lose some more. Big boost right there. Hyper Glory Team walking away with about a 1,200 gold swing, continuing to go their way. Rabbit deny. Not happening. Pretty Ha and his cheeky little creep army are going to be able to secure the tower kill for their team. And even the last bird's going to be able to get away. Scary stuff for NewBee fans early on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But at least your mech now complete on June. Looking over, you could see ZSMJ, man. Look what the farm has been able to put together. He's got his Yasha and 1k gold already save up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi, how are you? Running on forward. Easy telekinesis pull. No Omni-slash necessary. Kakama could need some help. Nope. It will be a canceled assassinate as the mech will be there to heal him. Moo thinks about going in. Even pops the drums for the commitment, but can't quite get the full follow-through. NewBee just kind of dancing with them. Both sides kind of second-guessing what they want to do about it. Air does have Requiem and wants to use it. There's going to be the jump and stop. Requiem unleashed and quickly. 3 of the NewBee squad now going to be out. Moo going to be next. He's dropped down. Only Rabbit, the lone survivor, plus Hyper Glory Team easily will farm up these wards. This is turning into a Hyper Glory Team exhibition on NewBee. 12-2. 4-4-0. And a 7,500 gold boost, net worth lead, and a tier 2 on top of it. My, oh my. Not much new about this Hyper Glory squad, but they're looking pretty good. Or NewBee, still trying to work things out. So what is the game changer here for NewBee? What do they got to do to bring this game back? Their wards are up, but they can't quite take towers. They've got their global silence, but they're forced to use it more defensively. June gets his mech, but that's really all he got. And that's not enough to save his team. Moo's got drums and isn't really bringing in the kills. 0, 3, and 1 for your Templar Assassin. And they're looking to fight again. That's going to be there. June starts trying to slowly wither them down with the help of shrapnel and those quills. Air could be in a little bit of trouble. Curse will catch as well. But that healing ward, man, they have so much sustain. Healing ward, mech, hand of God. Now even the arcane boots. They got the mobile fountain working for them right now. Quickly clear out the creeps and now work through this tier 2. Anything they can to stop them. Trap going to be sprung. Curse laid out. Air. This is all for an Aegis, mind you. They get their tier 2. They can't even break through the Aegis. Hyperglory team walk away the victors as they'll be able to easily take down that next tier 2. This leaves already only one outer tower for NewBee. And no surprise, Hyperglory team on the verge of taking already a 10k net worth lead at about 16 minutes in. Looks like Yasha is in order here for Rabbit. Pretty much carbon copy builds coming out between Rabbit, Sniper, and ZSMJ's Jug, but Jug is just, like I said before, one step ahead. I bet he has something on this courier too, does he? No? Yep, I think that's the ultimate orb for his Manta. So while he's got his ultimate orb complete, I mean, Yasha's just about done with Rabbit. Actually, Manta's complete too. Oh boy, NewBee. Here comes Air, DD. Charge is going to go out. Where are we charging? What are we charging? Who are we charging? We're not charging anything. That was just get to bottom lane faster kind of a charge. I'm not too sure what that was.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But here they go, looking to secure the last outer tower on the side of NewBee. Then things get that much more comfortable. Do they want to defend this? June's here. He's thinking about it. But the rest of the team is not. We got Moo hanging out mid. We got Rabbit hanging out top. They know they might have to sack the tower, and they will. Their best chance is a solid high ground defense with Hyperglory team doing a bit of an overthrow. But to be honest with you, I feel like I have said this before in our matchup between eHome and IG in game number 1. Oh, crap! Sansheng! They saw me. And there's an Omni for you. Gets the silence off, but it's too late. The Omni's already there. Your Global's going to be down. Ownage coming out from your announcer. And I couldn't disagree. With Omni down, though, they think they can make a go, but there he is showing off that Manta. Easily splits off the goo. And just between the Jug and the Shadow Fiend, they're able to zone back the rest of NewBee. Ho ho ha ha. Rabbit, you may be laughing now, but uh-oh, you won't be laughing for very long. June gets pulled back. There's going to be the heal from Chen, and June, it's going to be a slow and painful death, but now Stampede as they bull rush on forward, dominating for ZSMJ. There's the stomp. Moo should go down. Dust also going to be popped, but it's Pretty Ha who gets the secured nuke damage, and that's all she wrote. It doesn't take more than 19 minutes for NewBee to say, we're done here, and they call GG in game number 1. Okay, well, lots of speculation coming into this match as far as what kind of NewBee squad we're going to see and if Hyperglory team are going to be able to bulldoze through them or if we're going to see a bit of a change with their new pickup in June. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and see if they can shake it off and come back in game number 2, but they're going to have to shake for a long time because that was not very impressive from NewBee. Hyperglory team just kind of do what they gotta. And NewBee, it seems, a bit all over the place. 0-3, 0-4, 0-3, 0-4. Sniper bringing in a 2-2. I don't think I need to say much more about it. So with that said, we're going to be hopping right into game number 2 of NewBee taking on Hyperglory team. Your coverage, of course, coming from Beyond the Summit and myself, KotLGuy, as we stream live from twitch.tv/Dota _en. A pleasure as always, guys. We'll be back in a hot second with more Dota action.
G2A.com! The best video game store ever! Fast as lightning! Solid as a rock! cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!